What is up, guys? Welcome back to another Learning Urien, the second one of our small collection here. This time we're going to talk about a matchup video. Exciting. So I went through and thought about some matchups, and I saw you guys' comments, and I was like, you know what? Which ones could I probably talk about? Which ones have I done a lot of thought about? And one of them is Rashid. I played a lot of high-level Rashids, and I played a lot of Rashids online. If you guys watch my streams, you can test this. I played Oil King. I got absolutely destroyed by him in Season 2. I played Gachikun at Stunfest in May. This year, almost beat him. 2-1 last round, and I choked. Anyway, so we're going to talk about Rashid today. And as our last matchup video, we're going to do it in some batches. First of all, we're going to talk about spacing, where I like to be on screen. Then we're going to talk a bit about his punish game. Some of the easier things you should punish and how to punish them. Probably, maybe even less probably, but just know you can punish it. And then we're gonna move into the big baddies. We're gonna talk about his corner pressure, how to effectively get around it. We're gonna talk about V triggers, and that's how we're gonna end the video. So it's gonna be a long one, boys. So strap in. But let's start by talking a bit about his spacing and such. So Rashid as a character is very versatile on the screen. He can be a lot of places on the screen. He can do quite a bit of a fireball game around this range, even a bit closer with his tornadoes. He has a good anti-fireball game with his V skill, so it's hard to do fireballs against him. You have to be tricky with your timing. Always, when I do fireballs against Rashid, it's very, very deliberately few and far between. I don't let him find a rhythm in it. I'll just throw one out there. You need to sense when he's looking for it. Like if we're standing around this range, around here, he's probably looking for it. So it's a bad time to throw a fireball. But if we just did something, and I can see he's not focusing on the fireball game, I'll throw a fireball out there just so he focus on the fireball game. Because then he'll think about something. Because then he's focusing on the fireball game, and that means he's not thinking about something else. Like I can be charging EX-knee then, because he's not looking if I'm charging. So he's not going to be ready for an EX-knee, so now I can start my pressure, I can get a +2 situation and such. So that's a bit about it. So I like to stand around here. Like if we start to restart, this is how you usually stand when you restart a battle. I like to stand a bit here. This range is very difficult to throw fireballs in. I don't like to throw fireballs. Before we get too much into it, there's a very, 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 very huge difference between if you're playing an online Rashid and a tournament level Rashid. I would say, sadly, it is like this, and especially in my region, the European region, we are flooded with Rashids online that doesn't really I hate to say it, but they don't really understand how to play the character. They play this very rush down heavy, very mix up heavy, very if it works, it works. If it doesn't, well, next match grind points. Instead of this very if you play on a tournament Rashid, you're playing a very patient player, a very calculated player, a player that has a very strict, very clear strategy, and it's very hard to play those kinds of players because they are so patient. Online Rashids, and I'm sorry to put you into a box, most of the time, a lot of the time, aren't very patient, and they more often than not test your punish game, test your reactions, than they test your strategic level in the matchup. So this video is gonna cover how to beat online Rashids. I can't help you. Well, I can, but it's gonna be like 2-hour video on how to play against a tournament Rashid. So we aren't really going to talk about it from that point of view. We're going to more talk about how to counter what Rashid can do than more this finesse and strategy in the matchup, because that is too much to cover in these videos. Anyway, as I was about to say, around this range is what I like to play when I play against online Rashids. It's very specific. If I'm playing a tournament Rashid, I like to be closer, because I need to actually use buttons and such to actually mess him up. I can't expect him to go in. But I play this range right about outside of when you restart the page right here, because if you throw a fireball around this range, it's just outside light kick spinner, so he doesn't really have any good tools. He'll probably get impatient. It's a good range for crouch hard punch. It's you can punish the V skill if you try to do V skill, so you can like bait out fireballs by doing stuff. Well, not that, but like doing stuff like this. Opposite quarter circle backwards to look like you're doing a fireball into light punch. Some Rashids will react to that. Forward medium punch, great anti-air in this range. If he dashes in doing some mixes and stuff, you can often block it and you're plus. So that's why we do that. So this is generally the spacing I like to keep. And mostly Rashids will back off. If you try to approach, they will back off, so you can stay in this space very safely, because the only way most Rashids will get in this range is via either unsafe V skill, dash jump, dashing. They don't really walk forward pressing their buttons, which is what they should be doing. So if you're a Rashid player, I'll give you that advice. Just walk forward. You don't need to rush it. That's 90 seconds on the clock, 99 seconds. But yeah. So this is kind of the range I like to play at when I'm playing online against Rashids. And yeah, so now we're going to do a bit of a transaction, and we're going to talk about the punish game. Alright, we're back, and now we're going to talk a bit about the punish game. So we're going to go over some classic things Rashids will do and how you should punish them. So in this case, I'm talking mostly about his special moves. So if you go in and just take a special move at a time. A lot of Rashids like to do mixers to approach. And we're going to take a look at the frames up top. If he does a long one like that, you can see, if you take a look at it. Oh. Okay, that's weird. If you take a long one like that, you can see I end up being plus 10. So if we do a long one, we can even go as far as punish with cross hard punch. And the computer is set to block at the moment. If we go into, you can see guard all, so it's gonna guard all if it gets a chance to do it. So if we wait, alright, it's a bit complicated with this system, but yeah. So that's how unsafe a mixer can be. Let's do a mixer that's gonna be less unsafe, like -2. So if he does a fast mixer like this, he's -2, as you can see. Okay, it actually doesn't guard like that. Okay, fair enough, good to know. But as you can see, it's gonna be -2. So I'm +2 in this situation if he does a short mixer. Of course, Rashids like to do these mixers where, if we're just gonna stop him from doing it, Rashid players like to do these mixers where they are -2 and then they do DP, which is fair enough. That's part of the game. I usually just keep a watch on the meter. Sometimes I miscalculate it, but I see like, unless the Rashid has meter, you are free to press a button. As soon as the Rashid gets a meter, you need to be mindful of it. I usually block the first one when they get meter, if I remember to do it, because usually they've done like maybe 1 or 2 before that, and I'll press the button, and then they get meter, and the first one where they get meter, they do EXTP, because now they can finally do it, and you block it, and usually they do it. So that's a bit of mind games in that. You need to remember and keep track of. But that's usually what I do when I'm doing these kind of things. So that's the EX tornadoes and how to punish those. Remember, the longer the Rashid does the tornado, the more minus it's going to be. There's some different properties to it. Like if you do it in V-trigger, he's going to be plus, which sucks, but that's just part of it. You need to remember that Rashid can change his frame data depending on if his V-trigger is out there. He gets some different frame data, which just makes him an interesting character, I'm gonna say. But yeah, so that's that. So let's move into the next move, the Eagle Spike. So here we have the Eagle Spike. As you can see, that's how we punish it. +20. I'm +20. Urien's which means actually I wouldn't be able to get this then. See, that's weird like that. Now he's blocking. I guess I must have recorded small. But yeah, which means you can punish it. If you're quick, you can punish it with dash up, crouch, hard punch. If you're not really ready for that, just crouch, medium punch is faster. If you're not ready for that, jab is even faster. So that's some different ways. If you're not ready for that, oh, didn't actually come out. Sweep. If you're not ready for that, headbutt. If you're not ready for that, big shoulder. So it's very punishable in a lot of ways, depending on how ready you are when you block it. Optimal punish is of course the crouch hard punch, most damage for least meter, but you ain't always gonna be ready for that. I know it. When you play long sessions, it's just important you punish it. If you play long sessions, not always being optimal is fine. So now we have the air one. That one is mad punishable. It gets more and more punishable depending on where they hit you, but usually you are very plus, as you can see on the top, plus 35. So you have a lot of time to punish these. So if he gets wrong, make him really feel it. So that's Rashid's special moves and how punishable they are. Now we're gonna move into the big baddie, the corner pressure. Okay, we are back, and now we're gonna look at some of the corner pressure. Some of the things Rashid is most infamous for is corner pressure. How do you get out of this? So usually you can't really jump out, because if the Rashid is ready, his hard punch mixer is gonna catch you and it's gonna throw you back into the corner, so you can't really jump out. It's very scary. He has some good buttons in this scenario. He's gonna try to space you out. What I usually do is I wait for his crouch hard punch. For people that don't know, I actually didn't record this. Yeah, okay. For people that don't know, the crouch hard punch into mixer, you can option select. So Rashid as a character can only cancel the first hit of his crouch hard punch into the tornado, and if he comes to the second hit, nothing is gonna come out. So what you're supposed to do is you're gonna do the input as he's doing the first hit, and then you're gonna and then if it is the second hit, nothing comes out. If something comes out, your input comes out too. So what can you use this for? Now the infamous EX mixer, the one that keeps everybody stuck in the corner. Let's show. You just jab it. You can't crouch hard punch it though. You can jump out. If you're real desperate, you can EX headbutt it. And that's how you do that. That's simple. You wait for Rashid to do this, and you do one of these options. You see, I even have a good time to register it. And that's how you deal with it. That's how I deal with the EX mixer. You wait for Rashid to do this option, and you are pretty much out. Skate free. Now, of course, he also has some other options. Let's see what happens if he does the other tornadoes. So, light kick tornado. What happens there? Notice I'm holding up. I'm pressing jab. Nothing comes out. It's a true string. Oh. Can't even do a headbutt. It's a true string. So your option selecting already there. Nothing comes out when you're doing these inputs. The same would happen if you did just a crouch hard punch. Nothing comes out. And you're stuck. Yeah. What does happen if he does another mixer? This is medium kick mixer. So same deal. So that's how I deal with these tomfooleries. What was the last one I recorded? Oh, right. So. Of course, at some point you're gonna be hit by a throw by Rashid, and I'm just gonna show you what I usually do when I'm getting hit by Rashid throw. Rashid's dash is very telegraphed. It's very out there. So what I look for is the dash for him to do another throw. Besides that, I'm not really scared. If he does a crouch hard punch, I just use the option select I just showed you to get out of the corner. If he does a meaty stand hard punch, I'm just gonna block it. Fine, onwards to the next situation. If he jumps, stand hard kick to cover his jump in range. So what I'm looking for, the only thing I'm gonna be reacting to is his dash in jab, since it's minus. So I'm just gonna show you, like, I'm gonna let myself be thrown. Quick rise, that easy to punish. Just to show you what he does if I'm not pressing any buttons. Dash in, throw. So that's like the only thing like that can be scary. So just whatever you do, just it happens. You panic. I get it. I also panic from time to time. So it can happen. But just know that there's actually quite a few good solutions to Rashid's pressure in the corner. I know a lot of people get stuck there and a lot of people get scared. And of course, tournament pro Rashids know how to keep you in the corner. They're very skilled at that. They're very skilled players. They know how to optimize the amount of grey life you're about to get. But this is some very easy solutions to how to get out of the corner against Rashids that might not know better. And I imagine a lot of you guys probably didn't notice or probably didn't optimize playing against this. So here's some solutions so you can get better in the Rashid matchup. So that's his pressure. Yeah, let's move on. I think I said in the start I would do V-trigger now, but I think I'm also going to cover one last thing that a lot of people get stuck by, and is how to cover when Rashid is in the corner and trying to get out of the corner. So now I'm going to show you how to do that. All right, we are back, and here just a quick cover of things. There's two things I want to show here when you have Rashid in the corner. One is, he likes to do that pesky jump out, like jump on wall, jump out, and it can be decently hard to deal with if you don't know what you're supposed to do. And also I want to show how to deal with the V-reversal. Now the V-reversal thing is something I've recently went into training mode and started practicing because I had issues with dealing with it myself. I kept doing crouch medium punch hoping it would hit, but it never hit, even when spaced it right. So I went in and I figured out a few solutions. So how about I think it's set up to do, how about we take the V-reversal first. So I did a Twitter video a bit of time ago about Cammy's, how you can option select her V-reversal. And I'm basically took that idea and did it with Rashid. So basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a stand medium punch into a crouch medium punch. If the V-reversal comes out, I'm not going to get a crouch medium punch and I'm going to do a headbutt. If there's no V-reversal, I'm then going to do the crouch medium punch. So yeah, like so. And you can punish in time if you do it properly. Oops. As I said, still check I'm working on. But as well, if you see the inputs, if you can see the inputs in the side, you can. A medium punch is being, come on. So if we turn off the record guard, actually let's record another one. Let's do crouch jab. Let's see if this works. I haven't actually tested this. It's still in work in progress take. So we're gonna set it to random. So it's gonna non-deterministically choose between two of them. Okay. God damn. That's what we call an option select, boys. And yeah, if you want to do something easier than this, you can do jab. Look, I'm still doing the crouch medium punch. Sorry, sweep. I mean sweep. Oh. Oh. That doesn't work. Okay. Just wanted to check. There you go. And that's how you can deal with that. The sweep is easier to do. So if I would do that in a high pressure situation. But a bit of practice and it's not that hard. Anyway, so that's a small option select. I just discovered. I didn't discover. It's the same idea as with the Cammy. I'm just doing it on the Rashid. So basically I'm using the hit stun. Oh, well, I guess it's just time freeze for a reversal. And basically it makes the crouch medium punch not come out. And then I'm pressing sweep to react to in that time period. And if he just presses a button, he gets hit by the crouch medium punch. So that's a small option select for that. I just wanna. That's something I've been working on in training mode. And for people who don't know option select is when you let the game decide for you, kinda, what option you should do. So option selects. Anyway, let's move on to the next option. You have a pesky Rashid that keeps jumping out of the corner. What do you do? I think this is the option. That is not the option. So this is the option. Yeah, okay. I usually just do this. It's guaranteed. You know, you can do it pretty late. Like you can do buttons like, nope, if you don't get a headbutt. Of course, you want to do it, and like I like to do jump back because then like he gets like he stays in the corner. I give up some space, but we get that space back pretty quick. But if you don't want to do this and want to do something else, if you want to be real stylish and give up the corner, you can do stuff like this. Oh, god damn. If you get the point. And the quicker you do it, man. Oh my god, as soon as you legit just practiced it before I turned on the camera. And I can't get the stylish one. There we go, finally. So like you can do stuff like that. Stand hard kick is also an option, but it's not that great, as you can see. You let too much up to the like. It's hard to time. Like you saw in the start there, like it's very range specific. Usually I go for this. It's easy to do, easy reaction, and it's very guaranteed to work. I wouldn't jump forward though, because like I do it sometimes, but most of the time you would change side because of it. So I wouldn't jump forward. And that's just quickly how to deal with like two of Rashid's very annoying options in the corner. I hope you guys can use this for something. Alright, we are back, and let's start with talking about the V-Trigger 1. There's not much to say about this V-Trigger, to be honest. I'm gonna show a few things, two things, and then like Rashid just have some like setups where they like float onto the other side, and basically the best way to learn how to play against that is just by playing against Rashid, getting hit by it and understanding then how to block it. They have a few things, but I'm gonna show a few small things. Like I said before, the tornado most of the time is minus. An obvious time where it's not minus is this one. It's 0. Oh, I shouldn't actually have been able to do that. Why am I just checked this. There we go. That was so weird. How did I get that? That's so weird. Actually. Okay, whatever. It's 0 on block. Urien only has a 4-framer. Rashid's stand light kick is a 3-framer. So he should all the time be able to get his stand light kick out first. I don't know what happened there, but that's how it goes. So that's like just one thing I wanted to cover. Like frame data changes if Rashid goes through the tornado. Like he runs faster, he can alter his jump arc, he can like things become safe. Stuff like that. So it's worth taking into note. And the best way to like learn, at least the best way for me to learn this stuff is by playing against Rashid's. And like you'll get to learn it with time. The second thing I wanted to cover with V-Trigger 1 was this. It's just a fun small thing. But if you didn't know, it's a projectile, so like Urien can like grab it as his own, and you can do that. As far as I know, you can't crouch hard punch it because of the amount of projectiles. So the max you can do is that, which is also like, we can probably figure out something fun to do with this. Oh, okay, damn, it disappeared in time. Okay, but yeah, that's just the two small things I wanted to cover with V-Trigger 1. It's a projectile, some frame data get changed, and just that's about it. Now I'm gonna go into V-Trigger 2 now, and V-Trigger 2 you actually can do some quite good stuff against. Something I posted on Twitter a few weeks ago, but we're going to go into it now. So let's just jump into it and I can show you guys what I'm talking about. Alright, we are back, and last part, the V-Trigger 2. So, yeah, V-Trigger 2. Generally, like you see Rashid do this. Basically, also from this distance, actually. Basically, Rashid like to do this. and then like they go do that. That makes it safe. And you block it, and they might not do anything, like might not do that, then you're gonna take a throw, and stuff like that. That's generally what Rashids do with this thing. And it can be hard to deal with. Like, if you EX headbutt is slow, so if they don't, they can block. Or basically, they could do the tornado and not do anything. And then EX headbutt comes out, and they can punish the EX headbutt. Stuff like that. Generally, I would say take the throw, but Urien actually has a few options from the right ranges how to deal with this. This is one of them. Again, you take damage, but you can actually, like, if you do it fast enough, it's very hard to do. You basically have to do it before the tornado comes out. It's hard. No one said it was gonna be easy. But if you do get it, man, it's hard to do. As you can see, you have to do it pretty early as he's spinning, basically. You have to do input as you're gonna get hit too. But again, he uses some Barnet, which is nice. But yeah, it can be good. What also makes it really good is we can actually do this. Oh, sheesh. If we get it out in time, we can confirm it. Oh my god, it's hard to do. Oh my god. That actually combos if you do it right. Basically, you have to do the fireball as he starts spinning. And you can actually also confirm it, so you don't need to... oh my god. You have to... That's why I did it so delayed. So I didn't have a... so I didn't do it on reaction, but it's basically... well, I'm doing it on reaction instead of like just muscle memory. But you have to do the EX fireball as soon as he starts spinning, basically. Which means he can do a normal tornado and you'll be... guessed out. What you can also do, and this one is a bit easier to do, but it's higher risk. If you just do the jump, you wasted a V trigger, and that can happen. Also, you have to do this as he starts spinning. Yeah. It's tough. It's still, yeah. It's stuff I'm working on. Sharing newest tech with you guys. There we go. Oh, that's weird. There we go. It's hard to do. Training mode, this stuff. This is actually legit hard to do. But it's options. It's options in the matchup, which is good to have. And that's basically what I have for V-Trigger too. Normally I would say like it's high risk, high reward to do these kind of things, the things I just showed you, but options. And if you're good enough to do it, why not? It can be. I think that it's gonna be very hard to do online. I haven't been able to successfully do it online yet, but I'm gosh darn trying. And yeah, that's basically it. I would recommend you take the throw most of the time when he does the V-Trigger spin towards you. Anything else hurts like hell, so and he only has 2 chances with it. So that's my recommendation. And that's basically what I have for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know this is a longer video, but that's what it is with these matchup videos. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please give it a like if you liked it. Please subscribe, for the love of God, subscribe, because these take up a lot of my time. So show me you love it. Show me you like it, basically. But I do like to make these. It's nice to start making these videos again, not gonna lie. And yeah, next video is gonna be a general tech video. We're gonna do it like that: general tech matchup, general tech matchup. What's the last matchup video is? I'm not gonna tell you. It's gonna be a nice small surprise. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys have a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. Please, yeah, just have a nice day, guys. Sorry, it's been a long recording session. See ya.